Overpass, a battle of T-sides it seems, as we do eventually see the boys from Liquid prevail here in the Spodek. It's been another fantastic start for both teams as we did once again get nearly all the rounds, boys. Joining me here at the panel once again, here live from Katowice is Jenko Paunovic and Chad Birchall. Gentlemen, it was not that, I'm not saying that it was a battle of T-sides, or was it a battle of weak CT sides? We've got 5 and 3 rounds respectively. I mean, Jenko, it was kind of just T's running at people.
I think regardless of how you put it, NiP will be kicking themselves after that one, because on their own pick, they got the hard part done. They got 10 rounds on the T side, but just couldn't get it done on CT. And especially you look at the way the game ended, the NAF 1v3, and then they lose a 4v3 round after Draken gets 2 entry kills with the MP9. But I think we were right with the intro that we gave to the game. There was a lot of messy rounds, a lot of rounds where players would get multi-kills because the T's coming in weren't really sure where to look. But in the end, Liquid got the upset win.
An upset win in Janko's book. What do you reckon, Chad?
Yeah, look, I think Liquid, in terms of not being their map pick, we haven't seen too much of them on this. Going into this one, I still had them as the favorite here. I think NAF's clutch in the late stages was definitely the clutch moment that they needed to seal that first map.
Yeah, and then once again, NAF doing just NAF things. We've been talking a lot about him proving himself on this stage, and one man who he's already proved himself to is, of course, the coach of Liquid. I think Stunner has grabbed Zeus. Let's see if we can check in with them. Yep, see them backstage. Let's see what he's got to say.
Yeah, I actually did grab Zeus. We did just watch NAF walk right by. But yeah, I mean, well, let's just start with NAF. I mean, this guy's a monster. So tell me a little bit about activating NAF and just how clutch he came out in Overpass.
I mean, activating him is kind of situational. He's so good by himself. He has that X factor for clutches, especially. He's super calm, and the way he fit into our team so far has been going amazing. He has an aggressive style to him, and he makes plays with no fear, like in that 1v3 clutch where he rotates to A. He makes a decision and acts on it. There's no hesitation. So I'm just really happy with the way he's been performing and the way that our team's been helping set him up, and he's been setting up our team very well as well.
This is definitely a player that I kind of want to say has been under the radar in NA, but someone that is certainly out there now. He is the hot topic, so to say. But another hot topic might be an Overpass. What happened?
So Overpass, we started our CT a bit shaky. We hesitated on the rotations. We tried to go for some hero plays without information. And that's kind of what happens when you play in front of a crowd this big and everything like that. If you don't start off straight, things start to snowball out of control. But once on halftime, we were able to get the pistol. We were able to start abusing their B. We knew that they like to play pillar and barrels a lot, so we were able to get there. We know that Draken always goes for a shot mid and then rotates the locker as well. He was able to catch us off a few times, but overall, staying calm in the clutches and just brute forcing with the rifles that we have, we were able to take this win a bit closer than we liked, but Mirage should be better.
Yeah, that was pretty close. Now, I'm going to come at you with one last question here, and it is going to be Mirage. Are you guys going to close it out in 2?
Yeah, we're going to close it out in 2. Mirage, we're way more comfortable on. Our sites are more prepared. We have more time to actually practice this map. We know how their rotations work, but more importantly, we know how we should be playing on this. So I expect a lot easier game on this if we play what we're supposed to.
Well, cool. That does it for us. Go ahead and dissect that one, Alex.
Thank you so much. It would be our great pleasure. Zeus there giving a lot of confidence coming in towards Mirage. You said it was an upset pick that they won, or an upset that they won, Overpass. I think everyone's got high expectations for them, Mirage.
That sounded like a challenge from Trace, Chad.
To dissect it.
Dissect that, if you can.
I don't know, he's a pretty confrontational guy.
Could not be any less.
Had to put him backstage where no crowd can walk into the interview.
They actually wanted to hire him for as security, but I guess he's got other duties here.
Yeah, microphone and security. He'd go for that. That could be a play. Could be a first of the industry. Either way, security aside, how secure is NiP's chances of taking us into a third? I mean, venturing into Mirage now, and Liquid have been looking much better on Mirage.
Not very much secure, Alex,
Yeah.
indeed. I mean, you remember that game against G2, and when I think it was Dennis giving the post-game interview. What happened on Mirage there? Where they just bloody rushed B, didn't they? So
Yeah.
I think it was a bit of an interesting game. G2 obviously going with that very puggy play style on Mirage, and NiP had a tough time adjusting to it. Even on their T side, G2 was just taking a lot of fights, fighting for mid, and I think a coach like Zeus, rewatching that game, could definitely catch a couple of tips that they could implement themselves, because Liquid also likes to be very dynamic on their CT side.
It was just yesterday, Chad, they conceded that game versus G2, 16-6 as well, really unable to put too much on the board.
Yeah, it's not great, Alex. You know what happens when I do this.
What happened? Oh.
We can pack her up.
You packing her up?
Yeah, pack her up, beat the traffic, get out of here. Because I don't think the NiP can stand to against Liquid, right? Liquid beat Mouse Spots on this map, and we're saying that Mouse Spots is the best Mirage team in the world, right? Going up against these guys, Twist is on fire, and so is NAF. Those are two, key factors for Liquid going into this, that their stars are actually fragging. The thing for NiP is that was a close game, sure. Look, that clutch moment in the dire stages of Overpass when NAF was able to pull off that 1v3, Yanko had his crystal ball out, he called it exactly how the play was going to go down. Those scenarios unfolding on a map that's meant to be their pick, that was their chance to be in the series. If they didn't win that, to be completely honest, I thought this was going to be a 2-0 regardless. Going into this one, Liquid have the momentum, they're hyped up, and they are comfortable on this map. They're going to be hyper-aggressive. They're going to take those jewels. They have no issue with the fights.
I think the one thing that bothers me a little bit, potentially for Liquid, is I'm not sure that they yet have the routine necessary as a team to close games out against teams who have maybe an X factor of sorts with their individuals, right? When you look right now at NiP, they're not going to beat necessarily Liquid, especially on Mirage, by outplaying them as a team. It's going to be some great rounds for the likes of, you pick your player at this point for NiP, anyone can step up at any given time. So for Liquid, do they have enough routine to know how to play, how to shut those individuals down, because they are the better team at the moment?
And I mean, you have to kind of remember as well that NiP have not been a team for long, at least of course, the removal of Exist. And I do think that's the last point we should make, as we are painting quite a bleak picture for the Swedes, is that they have had one specific player as their leader, especially, Get Right and Forest played with Exist for 4 or 5 years, right? When that suddenly changes and then a week goes by and you find yourself on a quarterfinal stage, expectations can be managed, I think, Chad.
Definitely exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
They exceeded mine here. I think, they didn't have the hardest of runs to get to this point. Going up against North, there was another team to get into this stage who's relatively new as well. But coming up against Liquid, who have shown good form now, this is 3 weeks on the trot of showing good form from Team Liquid. NAF has proved to me that he can play in front of this crowd. If he can do it one more time and push the boys across, then we can have a North American team in the semis.
And who would they be meeting as well? That would be Fnatic waiting in the wings.
Could be not a free ride here to the finals by any means, but you would be happy going up against Fnatic, right? Those back off Crims, playing pretty well. So if they are able to make it to that next stage, they're going to be happy with their opponent. At least they're not playing Astralis or FaZe.
Yeah, and talking of we're just waiting on one single coach as well to get his headset on before we get into this one. Talking of coaches, we did just hear from Zeus, and this is where he really can help them out as well. He's no stranger to guiding. Let's not forget he's taken SK on the big stage many times before, and now as the high fives do go in, it's time to see if our analyst desk has got the right expectations. NiP, the ninjas in pajamas. Dennis now in the roster, trying to lead them to the third. Liquid here to close it and meet Fnatic in the semis. Let's find out as we jump back into the fray.
Thank you guys on the desk, and yes, what an incredible opportunity here now for Liquid. But you look at that earlier game we saw from NiP through the group stages, it's been burnt into my mind, that game against G2. It was not pretty. It's something you pray to forget, but it comes back and haunts you. We'll see if they've recovered, if they've moved on, but Liquid are good here. They're strong, they're pumped up, they're ready. Let's see if they can close it out in 2.
A good chance here on Mirage. Smoke's going to be coming out towards this B bomb site. A full-blown hit. Force is just falling back in towards Market. Res towards Catwalk. The timing of this couldn't be better for Team Liquid. They're going to be able to get into this bomb site. Should be without too many losses, although Res steps in front of that smoke, and Force is now back in. Res, there's a tap away. Great trade from Twist. 2 more players here to deal with, and Draken's got double. Force as well, and the pistol round has been shut down.
Still into the meat grinder. How bad do you want this, NiP? This is your chance to fight back. We know this has been hard for these guys coming to this event. So little time together. Liquid are a team that's very easy to underestimate as an external factor. These guys are claiming names against some of the very best. And this is a tough map for NiP. There's no 2 ways about it. So we hope that they can dig deep here and really provide something incredible. I want to see how they've improved. If maybe it was that one-off against G2, or is that what they've got to bring? Because Liquid are out for blood here. They want that chance to go forward, of course. Let's see if they can maybe make it hurt here with the Deagles. That nade, however, is going to hurt a lot.
This is great from NiP, and even though, yeah, we've seen some losses on this map, some really, really tough losses, obviously, you're going to talk things over and you're going to figure out what went wrong, and this second round is going very well. Nitro with 1 kill, but they're going to be aggressive towards top mid. Pretty much shut down all the danger. Just Nitro left to try and take some guns away. Not going to happen. There was a great amount of, pretty much a firing squad in that window for anyone from Liquid who peeked top mid.
And going through the motions here, especially for NiP on the checklist, I can imagine if you're up against Liquid right now and the form they're in is just, calm them down, slow them down a bit, because they're going to be coming in pumped up. You heard at the start coming out from, of course, the coach saying, these guys getting on the stage, it's very easy to start feeling the emotions and, taking these kind of crazy fights, going for hero plays. So they're going to be pumped up, of course, even with the coach behind them trying to keep them calm, keep them playing out this. And I'm curious what Liquid know about NiP, because they said they've been putting in work, and we said about a firing squad, this one on the other side. And the P250 does enough, actually. Draken's the one to strike back, but for now, Liquid aren't going down without a fight. Look at the damage done. Dennis on 9 HP and Draken a little low, but the nade is excellent. And NiP collapse on this. Good pressure from Liquid. You can see it there, that there's a world where that would actually really go down against them. But for now, unless Nitro does something a little dirty, it should be all she wrote.
That should be. But you can see the idea. Team Liquid said, all right, if you're just going to line up in the window and fight, we can do the same thing. And they actually beat NiP to the punch. Only 1 kill, but plenty of damage. Maybe a little bit luckier, and that changes in their favor, at least in that initial fight. And NiP, once the rest of them came in with the nades, it was all over. Gonna go into this first gun round. AK's on the board for Team Liquid. Nitro deciding if he wants that AWP right to the very end of freeze time. We're all waiting with bated breath. He's gonna buy the AK-47. The AWP is out in Rez's hands in this round. And Draken gonna be jumping in towards underpass. So some aggression towards the B side of the map. There's gonna be double play on Catwalk for NiP with Dennis and Rez. And Force and Draken can take control of B halls together.
Good luck, get right, I think, is the phrasing for now. He's the one player towards A. It's a full hit coming through. He swings out. The flash is good, but he can't follow up on the second. Steel keeps things on track for Liquid, and now looking further forward. Smoke still in place. This will be a full retake from NiP if they go for this. At the moment, it's fully under control. Rez, though, finds Elige. That's a surprise, and look around the back. It's Draken trying to find positioning. Nitro holds on. Naf, he's so aware. He had such a hot game before. He's looking to keep that building. No, Draken denies it. 2 now remain for Liquid. It's Steel and Nitro having to keep this together before it's a bit of a disaster. Great work from Nitro, catching out 2, isolating the others. He spins and he gets it. Forest falls. And now Draken has to get Zen packing. Absolute resilience from Liquid, and especially Nitro.
What a god that round. That is all pulled back into Liquid's favor because of Nitro. It almost feels like they had no business winning that after Naf goes down on the flank. Especially they were given a free bomb site, essentially only get right there, as you said, so much emphasis on the other side of the map. And Liquid had the perfect call out of T-spawn. Still needed some incredible heroics. This is beautiful, the control here, and obviously spinning. He's waiting for that peek from Palace, and it never comes in, but Forrest can't handle the kill. First round for Team Liquid. AK's back on board, and Draken has the AWP. Now, Rez had it in his hands for the previous round. Draken's gonna take this towards Palace again. He's gonna get the jump up, the quick peek in towards Halls, grabbing the angle and all the information. No one is here this time. And actually, it's fast play towards Catwalk. Team Liquid already getting up. Dennis gonna get into a fight. He's not ready for that pace. Elige now knows there's one more here. He's completely blinded though. It could be a double kill, but Rez cannot find him in the smoke. And Elige not coming through it just yet. He's got the bomb. He can't be too aggressive, and it's a 4-on-3 for NiP.
Yeah, they're still holding this together. Twist, Elige, and Naf looking for that next opportunity to strike, but the bomb's with Elige in a really tricky spot. Rez readjusting well. I wonder if he's gonna be the first to get this done. Naf in the background does find get right, but that's the bomb loose. Rez keeps control for now. It's Naf and Twist to try and fight their way back through here. High flash will force Draken into a bit of a predicament, but fights back valiantly as Twist tried to wait. It's a bit of an awkward move there, and it's Draken stay alive on 1 HP with the AWP, of course, in hand, and NiP bound back.
It's a really awkward jump there at the end. That could have been a mouse wheel mistake, yeah.
It's gotta be.
Normally when you see that opening kill come out from the T side when they're that fast-paced towards mid, it usually opens up an area and they can just snowball that round into a win, but actually they were caught in really awkward positions. Elige, like you said, in window room coming through with the bomb. He had smokes, he had Molotov, he could have just smoked off that hole and just passed by. He wanted to fight, paid the price for it. And NiP do just enough. This time 2 players at that A bomb site, and it's gonna be an early timeout for Team Liquid. Only able to get 1 round on the board, and now they're sent back to the Stone Age, essentially. Not a whole lot of money for them to fight with in this round, and a chance for NiP to grow their own economy, to be able to sustain some losses moving forward. Draken is 10-0 at the moment. He's had a really nice start in 5 rounds.
This round is going to be pretty sparse, it seems, for Liquid's purchase so far. We'll see what they actually upgrade to in the end. Just a couple of pistols, Deagle, CZ, no armor, no utility either. So if anything, they can get a bomb plant out of this, a couple of kills, a gun away. All of that is fantastic news for them. On the other side, of course, for NiP, keeping things clean, denying all of the above. Paramount to their continued pressure here. Rez going to be tested. An interesting molly to kind of hinder that, but I mean, for now, there's 5 players for Liquid in mid. And Forest trying to find the angle to play with. Elige doing the dance. And for now, Liquid are kind of boxed in at this sort of spot.
This was Forrest, though. He took some early damage, doesn't want to take the fight. Elige should be forced out of that position. There's the peek from Get Right. Even he's going to be forced away by a dink. So early on, there's a kill finally for NiP, but Liquid was controlling this pretty nicely up until this point when Rez finally gets here with his AK-47. Now Forrest again chiming in, and should just be all easiness from here. Seal the last one left, the only one with success. NiP up to an early lead on the CT side.
5-1, but we do throw our minds back to that first map. You don't want to start reading into it just yet. We saw that NiP did have the lead on the half, of course, on Overpass, and then it kind of withered away, and we saw Liquid coming alive.
And you also saw the confidence from Zeus, you know, in between maps, just kind of saying, you know, we are going to end it in 2. We have more experience. We have a better feel for this map. We kind of know way more what we're doing, and this is one of those maps where they're deep enough that they can find adjustments to the problems they're encountering. Another switch up for NiP, a double up setup coming out, Rez and Draken. And again, 4 players towards this B bomb site, and it looks like Liquid going to do another dry hit towards A. So this time it's good luck Draken. Forrest is on his way back, and Dennis is going to be on catwalk, so we can get there pretty quickly.
They're on the way. Draken is the only one here for now. He's going to leap up, but above he does take down Twist, but a follow-up might be beyond. No, he's still up for the challenge. Steel goes down, and again, he's triple dipping on this. And oh, through the box! Nitro! You're not expecting that, are you? And everything's being kind of denied here. Bomb does go down for Liquid, so that's a small bit of silver lining. The follow-up being the kill, but I mean, for now, that's going to be the Draken show. He's going to be feeling good for a player coming into this environment and putting on a nice little moment like that.
Yeah, he's up to 15-0. That's a great sequence from Draken, and he's obviously, like you said, he's feeling it, and since he's just going to try and ride that wave a little bit until he gets put back in his place, and that's something Liquid's going to have to understand, and they're going to have to try and punish that and make him be a little bit more passive. Also, perhaps knowing he's going against pistols is why he's decided to go for these jump ups and follow-up shots, but when the AKs come out, it'll be interesting to see if he changes that kind of behavior. That's a filthy shot through the box.
Quite nice.
Quite nice.
How would you like to say? Quite
Yes.
nice. Reserved, Jason, of course. Still a purchase here for Liquid at least. So this is a good, and this could be fun to watch, but a little bit of a different look coming out from NiP as well. Dennis and Forrest heading up on short, one towards ladder, and they don't really have anyone playing middle as such. No one directly playing it, apart from Forrest and Dennis, kind of, you know, at the more extremities of it. So they'll allow this build to come in. Geralt and Drake can push quite far forward towards A, and Rez towards B. So I mean, not really contesting this presence in middle.
Get Right's getting a bunch of information now as well. NiP being very proactive on the CT side. He knows Palace is clear. Steel is in a good position in towards connector. And actually, Nitro is coming back through T-spawn. The timing of this may be a disaster. He's got the bomb. That's a great kill from Elige on catwalk. But Nitro still has no idea Get Right is pushed up. He's not going to go in this direction. He is aware it's a possibility, and it's going to be a pinch onto this A-bomb site. Draken watching towards connector. Get Right in Palace. If he gets back in time, that's a missed shot. Draken out in the open. Dropped the ball and overextended.
Liquid taking full advantage of this, of course. Forrest going to play back in, deny the play-through window, but I feel as though getting much more going to be tricky, and they seem so aware of Get Right's position here. It feels red almost as Naf so quickly, again, turns his attention towards this. We saw that Nitro was so cautious of it as well, walking around with the bomb. And none of Liquid really giving up much here. Get Right's going to try and play in ahead of the flash, and, well, you don't want to go into Naf right now. He is still on point at this conjecture. So at this moment, it's time to back away NiP. This is the first time we've seen Liquid look, you know, uncompromising in approach.
I'm not sure entirely why Get Right went for that fight, maybe to take some guns away, but the rest of his team had already called the save towards the other side of the map. They hadn't even left the B bomb site, so that feels a bit unnecessary. Second round for Team Liquid. Draken's got to be careful. We mentioned he was feeling very confident. That's his first death of the game. He's 15-1. Maybe because of that, he was overconfident, out in the open, exposed from 2 different angles. So 2-6, Liquid going to try and build upon this, and they're starting to grind this money down from NiP, starting to chew into the savings. 1 or 2 more wins, and they should have NiP back onto pistols.
Well, Nitro had a spawn. Let's see if he can make something happen with it. Straight in there. This is a very deep peek towards that try box, but doesn't spot anything, and you'll see the flashes and the kind of push away happening, but it's Forest pushing up in mid. Speaking of people trying to make things happen for their side, aggression coming out from NiP. This is a good look for them. Already going to take away steal, but goes back in for more. Maybe getting a little greedy there. Elige is going to deny that. And it's the 4v4, but NAF plays this out. He's always so good at this, always so controlled. But Dennis aware of the possibility. NiP keeping control on this round, not allowing Liquid to get up to their tricks.
Good angle from Dennis, even going back into the fight in NAF. He had to take the fight again just to try and get back into cover. So awkward positioning for him. The AWP from Nitro, attempting to cover his teammates as they take mid control. Again, 2 ops on the field. 1 watching towards Catwalk is going to be smoked off. He'll rotate in towards Market. Get Right's on a big flank as well. They know this is going to be towards that B bomb site. Dennis just has to cover Connector. The longer this takes for Team Liquid, the closer Get Right gets. Rez peering in towards upper B. Nitro there to take that fight. Gotta clear this out with an op. Here's the hit up. Catwalk, great find from Rez. Just needs to live, and he gets the follow-up tag onto Elige. That's beautiful from Rez. Holding down this bomb site, and there's no chance here for Elige. Take some guns away, it's all you can do.
Excellence from Rez. Really well played from him. Staying calm, collected. You can imagine the information coming back through from Get Right all the way on that flank, and then just really controlling it well as support was on the way. But a good lead being carved away here by NiP. 7-2 Liquid. Not looking quite as, you know, in their face. We haven't seen Steel finding all these, you know, potential entry kills, and it's just not quite there yet.
Seems like they've cooled off individually. I mean, Twist at 1 kill, Steel at 2, NAF at 4. There hasn't been a whole lot of production from some of their big name players, and part of it seems like NiP, they're being way more aggressive on this map than we've seen them in the past, especially against G2. Draken, though, out in the open, Rez getting blinded, he gets the first shot and the follow-up, jumping back, now scoped in. Elige eventually does end it, and Forest in a tough spot, but they've whittled the forces down and the rotations are here. Great kill to get into the site. He's gone across with a bomb, though. There's the repeat and a follow-up headshot, but they're fighting for this NiP, and they're holding on to it. Dennis and Draken shut it down, all at the same angle.
NiP never backing away from that. It looked like it was almost getting worrying. Elige really coming through, creating chances left, right, and center. But finally put down. Finally, NiP looking like they want to stand tall in this matchup. And 8-2, Liquid looking a little worse for wear, a little dry on options as their money depletes.
They're looking very, very beat up and bruised. Not able to find anything they want. The ops have been so troublesome for them. Rez on Catwalk was magnificent. Rez on the B bomb site the round before that was spectacular. And Draken has just been consistent all along. Get Right takes the attention away from Draken, which allows him to come up and get 1 more. And they're not even sustaining losses in these rounds of Team Liquid only having pistols, so that's the nightmare scenario for a T side, is a defense that can continually rebuy everything they could possibly want.
I don't want to start believing in magic yet, Jason. I don't. But it's
looking good, isn't it?
You know what? At 9-2, I'll start considering it. You know, it's getting there. But I mean, we did see NiP leading the other half, but it didn't feel like this. It didn't feel like Liquid were kind of flat. Whereas this, where they don't look as poignant, and this looks like a different NiP on Mirage. They look aggressive. They look assertive. We didn't see this, but it looks like maybe Liquid want to start dealing with this aggression, cut it off at the knees. But look at Rez. Step ahead and a kill ahead already. Elige taken down, and he was integral in that round where they started to push towards B, get those kills, put NiP on the back foot, but for now they wait. The pinch towards A is going to come in. Dennis gets flashed through the flash. A little late to hit, but it doesn't matter. It's Get Right there in sandwich. He makes a meal out of this one. Steel and Nitro pushed aside so swiftly, leaving NAF and Twist with it all to do, and Get Right makes it look like he's not under pressure, like he's not sweating bullets here, as NAF is still very much alive.
Look at Twist, though, the big flank. He's coming up the staircase. It's just too late. Get Right with 4. A 10th round. The tough part about this aggression that Team Liquid has to solve is it's the ops that are being the main aggressors, and when you have AWPs just moving up and holding angles, that round it was Rez looking towards underground, it was Draken at top mid. You all of a sudden, it's hard to win those fights with AKs just taking a straight on duel. You have to use some utility to force them back, and if you don't know where they're being aggressive, you feel like you're just wasting utility when you throw a flash and he's just not there. Team Liquid essentially opening up every single round, playing a guessing game, and this guy has been phenomenal. 18-2.
Look at that ADR as well. Of course, the AWP does help that out, but overall, he's getting there. Because I was kind of worried that these two might fade away. You look at Rez, you look at Drake, and you look at inexperience when it comes to massive stages, you look at pressure moments, you look at all that sort of factor, and all that sort of fluffy storyline we like to peddle, but I mean, it's a real thing, and I was worried they might shy away a little, but it seems like, if anything, they're stepping into their own. These two just really living on this stage. There's
been too much good conversation around the two of them from other players in the Swedish scene, and you know, from players, you know, obviously Dennis was the big one coming in, and yeah, to a certain degree you have to say that about your teammates, but we've heard it enough for a long enough time about the potential of these guys, and we've seen it a number of times. You go back to that grand final in Oakland, you go back to this tournament as well. Reds has had some huge performances for this team. And they're looking very strong. Controlling mid is NiP. There's no utility on the Liquid side. They're just gonna have to swing and fight. It's Forrest spots him jumping up, but Dennis gets both kills. In prime position. Liquid again looking like they're about to be denied a bomb plant, about to be denied any success.
It's mostly GetRight in their way, as you can see the smoke wall has been put up, and GetRight seems really unaware this could be a chance. Really caught out, but Draken keeps the site in check, keeps it safe. Twist is closing in, but the Deagle won't connect for NAF, so it's Twist now in the 1v3. It was a 1v4, but not gonna happen. Forrest denies, and NiP again start building this. Don't leave him hanging, please. Oh, it cuts away, we'll never know. But the scoreline is looking so good for NiP now.
Oh, this is beautiful. They might just, they're looking like they could just sweep this and mop this up real quick and get us to map 3, which would be Inferno, and we all know what happens on Inferno in third maps. But
spicy.
Before we get too far, Liquid need these last 2 rounds. They need to have some space in the second half. They're already not gonna have much no matter what happens, but 4 feels like the absolute minimum you could go into the second half with. NAF gonna be forced away, but utility used. So many smokes out in mid. That's all the smokes that Team Liquid has. They have to hit this bomb site while they're still up. Forrest, is he gonna realize that Dennis can be here? Rez is just here now. They're blind. Great shots from Forrest, but an equally better trade from Twist.
But look how quick they're on the way. Rez is not backing away from this. Dennis en route as well. GetRight, the backup is arriving, but does Rez even need it right now? Molotov's perfect. Oh, on the edge of that smoke. Good positioning from Steel, but better from Dennis, as it is down to Steel. It's down to Twist, and they're doing everything they can to create a chance going into that second half soon enough. And now just Dennis stands. Liquid finally fighting out of this. But my God, it was a slim margin that was made by.
And it had to be scrappy. Team Liquid used everything in middle, everything to pull the attention away from that B bomb site, just to make sure it was only Forrest fighting the initial battle. And even then, Rez was there at a great time. Just small mistake, double scoping in, and right when someone crosses into his crosshair. 3-11. Liquid have 2 ops on the T side. I imagine one maybe to go take a quick shot because of his spawn and then fall back. Traded out for an AK perhaps, we'll see. Twist over towards the B bomb site, and Draken taking control of Palace. This is a big duel. NAF gonna swing out. Oh, what a flick. He's on fire, he's not gonna miss that one. Twist has also been dropped down to 14.
Yeah, the mid play is going to start coming through now from Liquid. They've lost out on the extremities, and they need to kind of try and consolidate something, bring it together. But for now, the flash is going through, and they're trying to build. There's still lots of potential on this side to maybe make something happen in this round. That would definitely bode so well going into that second half, as right now it's looking like NiP are putting on a real show for us here. As GetRight's watching this, if they do come through connector, they've got eyes trained all over this map. With a minute left, Liquid need to make up their minds and find out where they want to be heading.
They don't have a whole lot of utility with which to do it either. Smoke in towards window, second smoke coming out, and that's their last. That's gonna be top connector. Forrest is alone at B for the moment. Rez will be there quickly. He doesn't have an op anymore, just the M4. If a Molotov does not get put in force position, he can buy so much time. He can be such a nuisance as they walk up. Great pop flash. Force doesn't peek with it though. That would have been a great opportunity. Still alone, there's Rez. Now definitely alone is Force, a big job to do. Molotov out, it's gonna be awkward for him to fight in the flames, and Steel finds a kill.
Steel's so quick on this too, but the trades are coming back and forth. It's a 2v2, but look at Twist. Double AWP, CT hold as well, or T hold should I say, as well for this plant to come back through. Draken fighting Nitro though, it's all on Twist here. 14 HP in a dream at this point. Pretty sure he got a glimpse then of Draken, but Get Right is getting ever closer as we speak. With the time ticking, Twist needs to do something huge. He tried to find Drake and he can't get it done. NiP looking exceptionally strong here.
This has been a dominant half. It's fueled by the ops. It's fueled by Draken specifically. 22-4, a big game on the IEM Katowice stage. He's put NiP in a great position to win map 2. 12-3 at halftime. They want to force that third map. We'll see if they can close it out after the break.
Well, NiP have come out swinging on map number 2. Map 1 feels like a lifetime ago, and where did that Team Liquid go to? And well, I guess the head-to-head only can be NiP at this point.
Yeah, there is no real contest to speak of in that one in that sense, is there? These are the two offers, the two players on that double op setup for NiP, the two young guns, I guess you'd call them still, and they were great. They were all over the map, and they were the point of contact for NiP's defense, and they performed spectacularly. 12-3 lead for NiP, starting out on the T side in this second half as they switch over. See if they have any troubles closing it out. Twist and Elige gonna be here at A, and look at all this bodies out of Palace. They're gonna stream out so quickly, so aggressively. Two players here. There's the opening 2 kills. Oh, and Elige with one more. He is precise, and he is deadly, and they're fighting back, but can they do it? No. Nitro comes in on a quick rotation, so Liquid, step 1 complete.
Naf and Elige, so good then between each other, so crisp on the shots. Felt like NiP never stood a chance, but they're right back into it with a bit of a purchase. Scouts coming out to play, Deagles galore, but for Liquid, this is the mountain to climb. This is huge for them to try and build back into. Not easy at all, but the pistol is certainly the way to start it off. If Elige starts warming up, you start seeing maybe some of those players who are so good on map 1, would be a good sign, but it's such a long way off for now. Naf and Nitro going walkabouts. Elige might be supporting, and it is going to be a shutdown, or at least what it looks like for now, with 2 players already gone for NiP.
And Naf hears the footsteps, able to control himself, get right with an opening kill. Rez now finds one, and actually some damage done to Naf as well that almost got very scary. But Liquid bleeding some players away unnecessarily, and Get Right left in a 1 versus 3. Hasn't been able to salvage a rifle, and Naf now in such a tricky position. I don't even think Get Right, if anyone would have cleared, it would be him, but I don't think he's going to.
No, and I'm wondering what the plan is now. Naf's obviously heard this, and you can see that Liquid are shuffling in response, but Naf is closing in from the back lines. As Get Right might think he's a little sneaky, but he's not. Steel's just on the other side of this, down by that van, and the timing might be interesting here. Naf will be in the back lines any second now, but it's Steel to find the kill, and Get Right does go down. Liquid keep themselves afloat in this with 5 rounds beside them, but overall it's still the NiP show.
Yeah, there's still a very long way to go for Team Liquid. Against G2 earlier in the tournament, NiP only managed 5 rounds on their T side, which doesn't leave you feeling, 100% certain. You can never be 100% certain, as we've all found out over the years.
Yeah, we found it the hard way, but you can see someone there trying to pander to the crowd with the old VP sticker.
Why not? Everything you can to win. 2 SMGs for Team Liquid, that's on Steel and Naf. Rifles on the other 3. And it's only Get Right with a deagle into this round for NiP. So some of those kills he got in the previous round, influencing him to purchase up 1 more to see if you can take a few more guns away. Dennis is in Palace with the bomb. Rest of NiP spread across the map. That's a great nade, a follow-up flashbang as well, and Force actually gets a dink as he just falls away blind. It's Naf who's gonna run right into that deagle, and now Nitro's gotta hold on, but he definitely cannot fall here. Gotta be careful with Rez beneath him.
Yeah, the nade's gonna try and keep them tamed, but they're really up for the fight on this. Drake and Rez getting quite close towards Connector, but not sure how much they're gonna get done in here. Liege chomping at the bit, trying to hope someone comes through so he can just deal with it now, but Liquid looking a little bit hesitant, a little cautious. You can see the pre-fire coming through as Steel trying to close the net. Rez seems aware this could be a possibility though, and that's another kill. Starting to get a little bit scary, but the rifle still remains, so it shouldn't be too much of a bother here as Twist puts his foot down and Dennis still waits.
Twist is gonna be the final boss that NiP has to get through, and actually Dennis almost able to do it. Forrest took his attention, but Twist is gonna be the main anchor over at this A bomb site, and one thing NiP is gonna have to be very aware of, there are rounds Team Liquid loves getting aggressive in towards Palace, especially when they're stuck down to like a half buy with pistols. That's, they like to find aggression in that sense and take that over at the CT side because it really shrinks the map for the defense and for the offense itself. So they're gonna have to be careful and always, keep that in the back of their mind.
Purchase coming in for NiP now. See if they can get this building on this T side, or will we see the resurgence of Liquid, who looked very much lost on that other half. Twist certainly wants to get it going. Great connection towards Drake, and the double stack towards Palace is big. Dennis now worried. Forrest looks a little rattled too, as Liquid already going to take the reins here, but Rez replying in kind.
It's exactly what I was talking about. Early advantage towards Team Liquid, double push, and they got in so quick jumping up on those boxes. 2 players, and Draken had no idea it was coming. Even Rez wanted to try and get up Connector to punish their retreat, and it was Nitro watching for that, so he was forced away. And NiP just has to go to the other side of the map because they just can't know if someone's in Palace, their round is just over. Still 3 players at A though for Team Liquid. If they don't kind of adjust and start rotating over, they could be in for some trouble. Steel is still all alone at B. He has no smoke, no Molotov, just nade flash. Naf would get there quickly, but I don't think it would be in time.
And here comes the kind of spurring of the hit. 50 seconds, Steel has to steal his nerves. They're going to start appearing now. Good connection towards Forest, nade to follow, but they're already up on short. Rez trades it back well. Naf is quick here, but the bomb's already on the site. They can get into after-plant positions, and this retake is certainly not going to be easy. Rez playing on that close wall. Get right. Keeping tabs on the door, but the timing is excellent. Swing out there from NaP, and NaP strikes again. Dennis, where did you go? And it's all on Get Right, the 1v4. Excellence from him in this matchup already, but it's just too much, and there's another round on the board for Liquid. They are not done yet.
No, that was way too easy for Liquid on the retake. NaP with 2 big kills, obviously. That's huge that he's able to rotate over and get these. That one's unfortunate timing as Get Right had just looked away, and that one he's blind, so a little bit of luck in his favor. But NiP, even if you're gonna lose that, you would have hoped that you could take 2, 3 players out on that retake, force it to be costly. And with such a clean win, Liquid now has decent money building up. 12-7. Half investment from NiP. CZ's pistols, utility and armor.
It looks like an A hit, of course, building for now. On the other side of things, Elige there, Twist there, Nitro not far off. You've still got Draken kind of playing around in the back line, so you can make some noise and try and make some presence, maybe a pinch happen, catch all that aggression, but they're selling a bit of a ruse still. You're seeing the Liquid guys still not 100% certain as to where this hit might be coming from, but soon enough the plan will be revealed and all will be noted pretty soon.
It's going to be a full-on execute. They have all the smokes they could need. They have no Molotov, unfortunately, for Elige's position. He's in the cub, he's in Sandwich. This can be deadly if Twist or Nitro has any kind of success or distraction. Elige can pounce, and here come the smokes. Here it comes over the walls. We'll see how Liquid can handle this one.
High flashes, smokes are in. Elige is still sitting pretty. As we said, no Molotov, nothing to pressure him. He can hold and wait and strike. He does get down Get Right, and he shows, I saw what you did, Get Right, I'm gonna do it too. But of course, not against the gun round, but still. Good work from Liquid to keep the threat contained. And look at that scoreline, Jason. It's all become a little bit worrying, hasn't it, if you're an NiP fan?
It's gotten much, much closer. Yeah, you definitely are going to be worried. You have the op out on Draken now. He was, as we said a number of times, he was phenomenal with it in the first half. We'll see if he's cooled off a little bit at halftime. Nitro's got an op of his own for the CT side. But yeah, maybe one more time where NiP has to sit out a round and they're going to be in some trouble. That score is going to close very quickly. This isn't the same Team Liquid that we've seen over the years that really struggled to close out games. This is a Team Liquid that's more than willing to grind out with this kind of a playstyle. They will grind matches out, much like we've seen from some of the other Brazilian lineups, the SK lineup, the Luminosity old school. This is a Team Liquid that kind of brings a lot of those elements into their gameplay.
They'll be eyeing that up. In the back of their minds, we start looking at that scoreline, it becomes different now. It's a different beast. It's 8-12. It's not looking completely impossible, but they know there's going to be a purchase here coming out for NiP. And NiP need to get back on the board. They need to get something going on this half because it has felt like they've shied away. Draken already going to take a bit of damage, but he's still fine. He's still ready for the fight.
Nitro with that op is in the B bomb site. He's over at the van. That's going to all NaP to play towards Catwalk to pair up with Elige. It's a very intimidating duo to have to go against if you want to get in towards Connector or want to get into Catwalk. Steel and Twist playing over at the A bomb site. Utility usage from NiP is going to let them freely walk around mid and go for a peek and just clear out some of the more common corners. Elige, though, dropping that Molotov forces them away. And all the meanwhile, it does look like Get Right wants to get aggressive towards Palace. Rez gonna throw a Molotov in towards Window Room. They want to pinch on this A bomb site. Elige is the only one really here to stop them. And he's got a new position. That's a great headshot. Phenomenal trade, though, from Forest. And Steel still in the bomb site.
Yeah, Steel still waiting. Twist has his back too. The 4 players from NiP still left alive. Really want to get into this. NaP's going to take the flight towards Connector, and he actually wins it out towards Forest. This is looking much better for Liquid, and they're stopping this NiP running out of gas here in Liquid, looking like they are really up for the fight now.
Yeah, NiP using all that utility to safely get control of mid, but they were never able to do anything with it. And by the time they start attacking the bomb site, all the smokes have faded, all the Molotovs and flashbangs are gone from their arsenal, and it's just straight up fights with guys like Elige, guys like NaP. Twist towards CT spawn as well, and yeah, Steel really didn't even have to do anything. He was just chilling. That AWP really being used well to allow Liquid to have a dynamic defense. Now it's going to be over towards A, just so they can put a lot of those rifles in mids for aggression. Here comes Twist. Forrest is watching for this. That's a great headshot, but an even better trade into this 4-on-4, and Dennis is gonna start pressuring up a ramp.
They need something to start landing for NiP. It's all gone a little quiet, and that worry starts to come into mind, especially when Elige is doing this to them, finding Dennis. As GetRight and Draken look a little worse for wear here. Draken's still going to be operating, but he lost GetRight, so he's the last man alive. And it's all gone a little quiet in here, as NiP, even though that first half looked so commanding, so diligent, it's just gone from them, it feels.
And then Elige just has really put his foot on the gas, hasn't he? He was all over the place. He was coming back to the A bomb site, he was pushing up mid, then he was peeking towards underpass, and he was more than happy when he eventually went down. He was just saying, I did my job, I got 3 kills, and he manhandled that attack from NiP, and that was investment. That was AK-47s for the NiP guys. It wasn't a save. They didn't have a whole lot of utility, and now they're gonna have to sit one out. And this scoreline, it got close real quick. 12-10. It's looking like it should be 12-11 without too much effort. It is going to be armor and pistols for the Swedish side, but they haven't even really had any success to really speak of in this second half.
Really lacking any of that, and they are perishing under the pressure that Liquid are bringing. What a comeback this would be as well if they actually pulled this off. And my God, it's looking like it might just happen. For now, though, NiP still have chances available. They still have opportunities that they can try and grab. Smoke's being lined up. CZ's armor. They've gone on a purchase on this one. Looking like they fancy it. Straight out ramp we go, and this time Elige isn't that close, or at least in this position. He's on the flank, he's on the way around. Smokes go up, the wall, the vision, denied. Liquid can't see it, but the bomb en route, and now Elige is getting to the back pretty quickly here. GetRight spots him out this time, gets the shot through, but Twist is not without a reply of his own. Gonna connect with Des and Rez. That's big. They've weakened the side of NiP, so now the 4 remaining players from Liquid surely can play back into this.
Don't have a lot of utility though, and Force is doing massive damage. Draken needs to get into it at range with the Deagle. They only need 1 shot each, and he's not able to do it. Oh, what a shot! Spins up and a follow-up again, and it's just GetRight, 1-on-2. He has the M4. The bomb's not planted for him though. He's got to find this kill, and he does, but the defuse is already in. That was so close, and perhaps the best round of this half for NiP. But it's still a loss. 12-11. They take all 5 guns away from Team Liquid, but there's plenty of money on that CT side. I don't know how he got that kill.
Look, if you don't know, I don't know. Let's be honest.
26-12 for Draken.
But he did have a big first half. I'm wondering how much he's got in the second done. Well, to be fair, for the entirety of NiP, they've been struggling to make that impact. But the buyers come out, and they need this round for morale, for just the sake of keeping ahead on the scoreline. Otherwise, it's all back, all even to 12-12. And you can see Draken trying to find opportunities very early on for them. Just not really getting it done, sadly. He's going to fall off that one. Naf and Steel being put on alert, but Nitro's there on short. This could be big. Elige being forced away, it's going to force Nitro to step up to the plate, and he's very ready for it as well. With Forrest falling, it means that GetRight is feeling a little isolated at the top of mid here, but now with 4 players, NiP struggling for options.
They really are. One thing we haven't seen them do quite yet, we saw Team Liquid go to it a couple times to varied success in the first half, was not just the full-blown executes onto a bomb site, not the full-blown smoke hits, but pick up the pace in general. They had a couple of those rounds trying to get up catwalk very quick. They didn't succeed in that round, but they had some opportunities. We haven't seen NiP go to those kind of ultra-fast, hyper-aggressive tactics. This time coming up connector, they're going to be in some trouble. Elige is in the bomb site. Twist going to be able to watch top stairs. He might be able to pick off 1. That's GetRight to lead the way. This can always be a difficult shot. Flashbang over, and Twist actually spots it out. Here's Elige now in the site, low HP, trying to stop the plant, but he's caught out in the open.
Yeah, this is a bit insane here. They're kind of behind each other's lines. It looks like Twist is still doing the work towards Rez, and he's not done. Dennis goes down, and it's just down to Draken here. He connects the first, but there's 3 more to find, and he can't do it. Team Liquid, they are so resilient, so ready to bounce back in, and NiP are being smothered.
The communication from Team Liquid looked like it's going so well. Watching Twist POV during that sequence, he's finding a kill and immediately looking away. The flashbangs that are coming in from his teammates that allow him to build upon 1 kill. He knows exactly when they're coming and exactly when to turn around. In NiP, very few openings in this half. They've had a couple in these past 2, and those plants are certainly going to help, but they've run out of time to figure this out.
Yeah, they've been completely maimed now. It's 12-12. Liquid are right back in this matchup. They are playing lights out, considering how hard that first half was for them. This is truly phenomenal. And speaking of phenomenal, this has to be Elise. Are you up to the task? He only finds one, but Twist is ready. He gets the first, but he can't get the follow-up. Rez is there to trade in effectively, and his 3v3 is still very much up in the air.
Oh, the angle towards CT spawn, but a missed shot. That's all NAF needed. He's finally smoked off. Nitro's got an angle as well. How does this go? He's turning away from a flashbang of his own. They've run right through the smoke. They've run right by him. Get Right makes the play. It's quickly just down to Nitro, about half HP, but they haven't planted the bomb. The smoke is gonna help Get Right cross back into the site. This is a sneaky play. Nitro needs success from this. Rez checking the flank. He's gonna come in towards Palace as well.
1 minute on the board. Nitro waits. With every second, NiP try and work out the puzzle. Where's that final piece of the Liquid team? Bomb's still not down, of course. They're waiting, and he tries to strike then. That could have been big, but it's chipped away at down to 18 HP. Still able to operate with that ult though. And that's one down. It's now down to a 1v1. Rez, I'd be nervous if I was you, because Nitro looks ready, but no. Rez is there to save the day and keeps NiP ahead by the thinnest of margins.
That is an incredible shot from Rez, with Nitro almost making it work. Finally, something NiP can smile about. 13-12, they just narrowly hold on to the lead. They're gonna have to go right back into another buy though. I mean, Liquid had so much money built up. Economy now starting to get scrappy for the CT side for the defense. That was way more fast-paced. It looks like it might come again, a straight-up B-rush when all else fails.
Let's go, it's what worked against them, and Steel stands in their way. He's got NAF beside him, but look at this damage! Oh my word! They've burned alive, the native hit. NAF is there to try and put them out of their misery more than anything, but it's a 2v3. There's still men standing for NiP. Dennis and Get Right left. The walking wounded. Get Right trying to find some sort of respite, trying to alleviate some of this unknown pressure. Where's that next strike coming from? He spots out two. He knows one's going around the back. He's got Twist up on short. Can Dennis help him out? Can they hold on here? Liquid's starting to close in. And oh my God. Dennis, what a play! Gets a great position, but an instant reply from Elise. Oh, Dennis, he goes out for the fight! He tried to do something superhuman, but Liquid too aware, too ready. And this again goes all even.
That was the attempt at the uppercut from NiP. That rush towards the B bomb site, they're hoping they catch that B defender sleeping. It's always a conversation that's had among analysts and us as commentators is that's a cold position for a player. You can go largely ignored for an entire half and then all of a sudden be called upon in that exact situation to make the right play. So much damage done by the utility of Team Liquid. They're ready, they're focused, the Molotovs, the nades come out. Everyone from NiP, when they eventually do encounter the defense, are fighting with half HP.
This is purely for the second half, so you can see the kind of drop-off from a couple of players from the first who are really leading the way, and the swing from Liquid is just huge.
That jump up from Elise, NAF, and Twist, that trio on Overpass was incredible, and they're certainly doing it, all three of them over 100 ADR in this second half alone. 13-13 in NiP. They won one and they lost immediately afterwards. They're gonna scrounge together everything they can. An AWP on Draken, a Galil on Dennis, two Deagles and a CZ. I guess the saving grace is they've got a decent amount of smokes to work with. The Liquid, they've answered everything they had to. Draken down to 61 on top of the box. He almost got there in time, about a half second away, and he might have been able to find that kill. A clever play, doesn't yield results.
If you're watching this as a Liquid fan, you're starting to feel like it's inevitable, but it can turn on a dime, and we've seen it before. NiP just seeming to go quiet here, but where's the fight? How bad do they want it now? You're at 13-13. These are the final chances. Damage has to be done in this round. You can't go down without a fight, and they know it. But look how ready Steel is. This guy, oh, he gets taken away. Rez scalps him. It's NAF now, who was good in the last round, really kind of stuck it to NiP, who went to the site eventually with so little HP, and he wants to do it again. Dennis gone down. We're down to 3 for NiP. Rez, Get Right, and Draken trying to flood the site. Get Right does have the bomb, but oh, the kills are coming in now. It's Nitro trying to do what he can, but he gets found too. NiP in the final throes of what looked like this matchup. finally start to come alive. Twist, are you gonna go for this? Are you feeling up to the fight?
I think he's just seeing if he can get one or two if there's mistakes to be made. But yeah, he probably needs to save this. Not able to. Draken, the pistols that time for NiP, they create the space needed for Draken with the op to have plenty of time to find multiple kills. And Team Liquid, they clawed all the way back into this, and they might have just dropped the ball right at the end. Back and forth rounds in these past 3. And there's barely any money on the Team Liquid side. They have to decide now at this time out if they want to fight for overtime or if they want to still go for the win. Props to NiP, eventually figuring it out. They hit the B bomb site, and they've kind of, I think they've come to realize that there's a lot of presence in mid, there's a lot of presence over towards A, that largely Steel is left alone at that B bomb site and called upon to get, you know, the opening kill, a double kill, but he didn't have the utility.
No, he was struggling in that round, and you saw that last time that came through, NiP was there really quick on the support. That last, you know, the round just passed, he wasn't quite there yet. Now NiP 14-13. Bear in mind that Liquid have fought tooth and nail just to get a chance in this one. It could be the third map on the horizon, or maybe Liquid have had enough. Maybe they can do it, something in this round even. As here we go, flashes come out towards middle, Elige waits on the other side. He gets forced away from the angle. Rez is fired up, and look at him go. Nitro and Elige get completely dismembered, and Draken has to be ready for this one. Steel is getting tagged up from the members on short, and the collapse comes in. Everything is working for NiP right now until then. Twist is able to get one back, but you got 4 alive, the bomb to be planted. It looks like NiP will be edging towards that 15th round.
Yes, this change of pace towards the end of this game, they finally picked it up. They've finally been fast and aggressive, and it's yielding results for them here. They're gonna get up towards 15, and Liquid can't even fight for this. They need to keep this FAMAS alive on Twist. It might be one of the only rifles they have in the next round. Disaster for Team Liquid as they clawed themselves all the way back. An incredible comeback, just a falter at the end. They're gonna have to come up with an answer. They're gonna have to do it without utility. Normally you'd say throw some Molotovs in the path to slow them down if you need to, but you're not even gonna have that to use.
There it is, signed, sealed, and delivered. NiP make it to 15 rounds. Now Liquid brought it back this far, but this is their final chance to close this game out and push it into OT. But against them, NiP stand tall, starting to feel things out on this T side, starting to work out what Liquid were up to. And they start to maybe believe that that third map is gonna be where it happens. That's what's on the horizon here, of course. They lost out on the first. We got pushed into this spot. But up against them, Elige, NiP, and Twist. They've been ready for the challenge. And look at Elige. Oh, it's the first strike, and it's his. Get Right gets removed. And now maybe Forest can stop this before it spirals too far. He trades back into this one, and this mad aggression from Liquid, looking to try and trade this out where they can.
He knows that Elige is still in Palace, though, so he backs off. He's waiting to see if it's going to be aggressive. There's still 3 players this A bomb site that NiP will have to deal with, and it seems like they're committed to moving up here. Dennis going for a contact play, and he finds the headshot on Twist. Now Elige has to make a move, and Forrest recognizes that fact, and he wins his duel as well. And Nitro on the CZ needs more than one, and he misses his timing. He's gonna be forced away, and Rez hunts him down. It's all on Steel, but it is gonna be a third map for NiP. They force it. Peta's fired up. NiP still alive.
It looked like it was gonna happen again, but no. It's a third map. I'd expect no less from an event like this between 2 excellent teams. NiP coming alive when it just about mattered at the very end there. And what a great matchup we're having, Jason. I'm loving this one. Inferno, that next prospect now coming in. Ooh. It seems to always deliver, and these 2 teams are no slouches on it.
Not at all. Liquid's had some phenomenal games. We'll have to see if they can do it. It's a legendary third map for a legendary stage. Stay tuned, and we'll see the completion of this quarterfinal.
Intel Extreme Masters.